Welcome to Fit to Be Real.
And a little extra.
I'm Victoria.
Hey guys, I'm Carly. I'm sorry, I'm so excited about our guest today. I'm looking right into his eyes.
Yes, we have a very special guest, Chief of Police of Prospect Park, Dave Madonna.
Thank you so much.
right,
Thank you for having me.
And also our friend.
Our
I mean,
friend.
that's your official title. We have to be like professional about it.
The last time I was in one of your classes, I remember we were in a couples class,
Yep.
Patty and I, and I was exercising with a broken back that I didn't know about.
Oh
didn't
my
know.
God, that's right.
He didn't know.
I kept tripping, and I didn't know why. And turns out my back was broken.
And we had Patty sit on your back.
Oh my God. Oh my God. We did.
Oh, you were the ones, yeah.
Yeah, because you had to plank, and we had the partner sit on the back and do squats, like on as the other partner was planking.
By we, that's you. I did not have people do that.
And then Patty the next week was like, "So Dave broke his back." I was like, "In class." But no, thankfully your back was broken before. We just made you work out with one.
Say it again for the people in the back.
Wait, Dave, you have to give us your best. Hey guys, it's Dave.
Hey, guys, it's Dave.
Oh,
That was professional.
that was good. Wait for the microphone, Carly.
Why did I have to do that?
Because that's our shtick.
Yeah.
He
Gotcha.
clearly does not listen to podcasts often, but here he is.
But we love him anyway. We've known Dave for, I think, as long as we've known his wonderful wife, who's a seafitter, for about 15 years.
Who's also creepily sitting in the corner of the room today, but she will not be seen or heard. Just know that she's here.
Wait, I walked into Victoria's house today, and Patty was here first, and she literally was Dave's security detail. She was just checking out the joint, making sure it was safe for Dave to come in. And she said, back off. So that's where we are right now.
You have been in your career, obviously you're the chief of police now, but how long have you been a police officer?
So I just hit 29 years. Next May will be 30 years.
Damn.
Spent 24 of them with Upper Darby Township.
That.
I know. It's
That's
crazy.
insane.
It's so I can't even believe it, to be honest with you. Most cops will tell you that their career flies by. It seems to drag when you're in the middle of a midnight shift or something like
Yeah.
that. But once you hit that 20-year mark, you're like, where did it all go?
That is insane, Dave.
Yeah, I mean, quite frankly, I've had such a blessed career. I mean, so fortunate to have the career that I've had. Not a lot of cops, get to experience, depending on the size of the police department, get to experience the things I experienced in Upper Darby. A lot of time in a detective division. I was extremely busy. But, at the end, it was worthwhile because I got to be where I am now.
Yeah.
Wonderful employer. So 24 years in Upper Darby, and I'm going to hit 6 years soon
At
in
Prospect Park?
Prospect Park.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
I know. It, again, flew by.
Yeah, I feel like you just got to Prospect Park from talking to Patty.
I know.
It's funny. It's like the days are long in law enforcement, but the years are really short.
Yeah. I can imagine the days are long. Dave really helped out our brother, who was a police officer for 10 years. And while he was a police officer, obviously, there are so many things that go on that we don't know about. I don't want Billy, our brother, to tell us about it, but he would ask you for advice and stuff like that, which was really nice. Because I don't think I know any other police officers. You're like one of the few that I know.
Yeah.
Go you, Dave.
I mean,
No pressure.
Who's really the lucky one here? He worked for an extremely busy police department and probably a lot busier than even my busy department used to be. But
At that time that he was a police officer. When Dave walked in, I even asked, is it okay? I mean, I have all these police officer questions I want to ask you, but I said, is it okay that we talk about you in your job? Because Billy used to feel like he had a target on his back. Do you still feel that way? Or did you ever feel that way?
I mean, from time to time, certainly you feel that way, depending on what's going on in the nation. Or, recently an Ohio deputy sheriff was just killed by the father of a young man that the sheriff had shot and killed.
Oh my gosh.
So he was definitely targeted. But,
Yeah.
you're seeing there's prevalence. There's a lot more of this going on across the country. And it can be scary. You know, you have to always have, be cognizant of what's going on. And, it's really a heck of a way to live. But
That's
it's
an
just-
understatement.
It's just part of the job. Yeah.
Well, not only for you, but your family.
Yeah. I mean, I remember our boys would say to us, "Hey, some guy asked me if I knew you or if I was related to you," and I'm always like, who
Yeah.
was that person? Why did they ask? And yeah, no, there's a whole thing that goes along with law enforcement that people aren't aware of, and cops deal with it. You don't hear a whole lot about it, but certainly it's something that's in the forefront of your mind.
I mean, I think about it. I used to think about it a lot more when Billy was a police officer. Just the thought, like your wife, who's in the corner because she doesn't like to be without you, Dave, and the thought of having, when you go to when you go to work, just making sure that you come home every day. And I remember Billy always feeling that way, and my sister-in-law always feeling that way. So I don't know how police families do it.
Well, again, that's another area that I was very fortunate in. So Patty went above and beyond in my career. I mean, getting a call 2 a.m. Hey, we had a homicide. Come in. There's overtime on the table. Do you want it? Yeah, go ahead. I got the house. I got the home. I have the kids. You go do what you have to do. So, I mean, having a wife like that that's ultra supportive and able to let you go do the job, that's a huge part of the game.
Are you saying that because she's in the corner?
I was just gonna say, there she is in the.
Well, I mean, it doesn't hurt that's
Blink twice if you feel unsafe.
No. She and I have spoken about this, so it's nothing she has not heard from me before. I mean, I see a lot of cop marriages end because you don't have someone that's understanding or like ready to let you go do what you have to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember leaving my son David's birthday party to go tend to something.
Yeah.
So, there's sacrifices you have to make. So if you're truly interested in serving the public, and I mean really serving the public, there are personal sacrifices that go along with that.
I never thought of it like that.
Well, if you're not in it or you're not looking to be in it, it's not something I think on the normal civilian's like mindset of it, which is I think what should be to a degree, because maybe it would just have a little more understanding of how the whole thing works and it's been rough the past how many years. So I feel like there would be a little more consideration on both sides if we could all just like take those little things. Because it sounds like a little thing, but it's really one of the biggest things to have a support system within your own house and to have everybody understand, like, if you want to do this, and the people that do this career have a lot of sacrifices on the other end of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And I think, there's a lot of people that understand that in the public. I think there's a lot of people that are very supportive, try their best to understand what police officers go through. And there's some that just don't care. Hey, you took the job. You knew what was going along with
Right.
it. Just do the job. And that's fair. I mean,
I say that to Carly every day. You knew what you were getting into. Shut up. Shut it. But there is a reason that we have you on today. There's a few reasons. This was Carly's big idea from what I was told. And get your eye-rolling muscles ready.
oh boy.
Get ready. She's got some questions for you.
All I know is she asked me to come on, and she said, would you like to come on? I said, yeah, when? Tuesday. Okay.
Listen, this
All
is
right.
something that I've been preparing for my whole life. And now that I have it on microphone for recording, this is what I needed, Dave. I need this from you.
Wait, you have a brother that was in law enforcement.
I know.
That's what perplexes me here. Like, why did you need me to come in here and answer these? You
Okay.
have a brother that was in a very busy, volatile police department.
I'm going to tell you the reason.
Okay.
He rolls his eyes and tells me to shut up. I feel like you won't do that to my face. You'll do that as you leave the door.
But for video purposes, we would love to see it. So feel free to do it now.
I am a walking hypochondriac for murder. What?
Insert cricket soundbite here.
I feel like somebody's constantly going to murder me. And I have these questions, it's actually, we're going to make it into a game, but I have these questions for you to tell me if I'm being irrational or this is actually something that I'm doing and I should continue to do.
Okay, so baseline, before I even answer these questions, you're being irrational. But that's your...
I knew that.
Let's hear the specific questions. There might be some trauma, unidentified trauma in your past.
I listen to murder podcasts and watch murder shows to learn how to not get murdered.
It's not working. Because I don't think
you
you I don't think you even know. What shirt was Patty wearing? What color was it?
C-fit shirt, obviously.
Damn it.
Black.
That was a bad question. That's most days. Yeah.
All right. Because you're the most amazing police officer I know.
You just said you
Just
were
said you only
the
know
only.
you only know one. The hell.
Answer my questions, Dave. This segment of the podcast is the reason I wanted Dave to come on. I'm being completely honest here. It's called Carly's Corner, Smart or Stupid.
I'm really feeling manipulated right now. I have to be honest with you. But let's talk about you. Why not? Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
That's all. I mean, I'm here for you.
My bachelorette t-shirt was called It's All About Me. Just bringing it back to
Information I wish I knew before I came here today. But
We should have provided shots.
I actually have legit questions, but that I want to know about police, but we're going to get through this first so you can ease my fears. Okay, you have to tell me, is it smart or stupid? That I think there's a huge possibility my kids will get taken at the playground. Yes.
stupid, but increasingly a concern for the public.
Stop it. No.
Well, look, I'm not here saying, first of all, this is all anecdotally, right? I don't have numbers to support this.
Right.
I'm
No,
just
you
saying,
have 30 years of experience.
I'm just saying it's probably more prevalent than when I started policing. And by saying that, I mean, if it happens once a year, that's too much, right? But if you zoom out across the country, I mean, there's plenty of, emotionally disturbed people who may or may not be homeless or, what have you, just people that have problems that may, I mean, it's
so
more
smart.
of an issue. I'm not saying you should ignore your kids, and let them go to the park by themselves at a very young age, but I am saying be watchful but not paranoid.
So you're stupid. Keep going.
You're leaning towards stupid on that one. You're leaning towards stupid on that one, but listen, it's a concern for every mom. So,
Thanks, Dave. Way to bring it back to smart.
To logic.
All right. Smart or stupid? I call my kids different names at the grocery store so no one will steal them.
yeah, that's stupid.
You do not do that.
I used to do it when Melody and Lewis were little. I would call them different names in case somebody in Target was like, "Come here, Melody." So I would call them different names. She would answer if she was little, 2, 3, and she didn't know.
Stupid. I mean, look,
Thank you.
I don't ever want to discourage anyone from making their kids safe, but you're with them, you're watching them. Stupid.
This is the best day ever. Keep going.
I tuck my hair into my hat when I run so no one will grab my ponytail.
Oh. Sorry.
Dave's looking at the floor.
So you're thinking that, and I've seen you run at a pretty good pace, so you're saying you're running the average criminal is going to be running behind you close enough to grab your ponytail and yank you.
The criminal is also a marathon runner. So
What you just said has something to do with my next one. So wait, is
So
this
do you
one
want me to
smart or
answer?
stupid? Yeah.
That's stupid.
Okay.
I feel, first of all, let me say, I feel really bad. There's my only two options, smart or stupid.
Yeah, smart or stupid.
I can't go anywhere in the middle.
No. There's no middle. I'm not black or white. I am black or white.
welcome to my life.
So, yeah. All right. So if we're going that way,
Stupid.
that's stupid. Yeah.
Okay. We'll allow that. So then my next one is never running around the neighborhood the same way twice. I always go in different routes because I feel like somebody's following me. Hence, Dave's seen me running. I got to change my route.
Or there's not many roads to run on.
Wait, it was a two-part.
It's so stupid he can't
It was
remember.
changing your pattern. And what was the second part
feel
of it?
no, just I feel like I need to change my pattern so people don't follow me.
Okay, smart that you're changing your pattern. Stupid that you think people are following you. It's a little egotistical, to be honest.
That's what Victoria tells me all the time. I
I
honestly,
suffer from this, and it's probably from years of law enforcement that I feel like eyes are on me. But I think that's a better reason than you have. I think you just think you're randomly going to be a victim. And
I'm a rando victim. I'm not like somebody planned it.
right.
I want to be planned if I'm going to be one.
Look, there's plenty of weirdos in this world, and unfortunately, there's probably more weirdos than people think there are, which is, it's good that people don't know how many weirdos are out there.
Yes,
But
especially for people like me.
right, but I would say that's stupid.
Okay, when someone knocks on my door, I make my kids hide in their rooms and be silent.
What?
And I won't answer the door. Like if it's like a tree service or a Jehovah's Witness, or I make the kids run in the room.
Carly, you're instilling fear in your children for absolutely no reason.
Dave,
Stupid.
Answer.
My professional 30-year in the police force opinion, stupid.
I want Dave's answer.
That's stupid.
Okay.
That is stupid. I mean,
Hey,
you want your, well, I mean, I'm not a parenting coach or anything like that, but I mean, you want your kids to be socially involved with people.
With the tree service?
I mean, it's not harmful.
I don't know. What if he's saying he's from Pico and he's not? That happens.
Right. Do you have an intercom you speak through or anything?
No,
or
I
like
just
a ring
run.
doorbell? Or?
No, I run so you can't see through the glass.
She has Ring doorbells that are still in the boxes because God forbid she set them up.
That's stupid. No, I mean, look, I get what you're saying. You know, you don't know who's on the other side of that
No,
door.
no. Don't give her anything. No.
This is rough. This is Patty will tell you, this is rough for me. I hate
Telling people
going
that they're
to
stupid.
extremes.
Oh. Yeah. Well, I don't care.
But if I have to lean one way or the other, I'm just going to give it to you.
All right,
These
this
are
one.
extreme.
I feel like you're going to tell me that I'm smart, Dave. I really feel like this one is going to be a smart
So
one.
far,
So far, my track record's not going well. All right. When Victoria was dating, I would make her text me what restaurant, who the guy was, and what time they were going out in case she got murdered.
it's smart.
See?
Smart. Well, I mean,
I could have told you that.
I think it's just good to know her. I mean, you're preparing for her murder, though, so that's tending to, like, you know,
Because if that's
that's tracking,
yeah,
the same way. But no, I think
that's
it's good.
tracking.
Yeah, I
Same.
think, but I think it's good to know where your loved one is with a stranger.
Great. I have two more. I got one smart. Thanks, Dave. When I grocery shop at night, I dress as homely as possible with no makeup and a hat so no one follows me to my car.
What I'm hearing about you and stores is that you think they are overpopulated with mass murderers, psychotic human beings, and they're all just waiting in very public stores
For me.
for you. That's what I'm hearing.
That's an ego problem.
Is it smart or stupid, Dave?
Wait. I have another question. Do you normally dress up? Are you real fancy when you go to stores normally,
No.
or so? What's your?
But I feel like in my nice attire that I'm wearing right now,
She's wearing Adidas swooshy pants.
I would dress like really bad. Like really bad. Like you would not want me. You don't want to steal me. That's how I would look. At like 9 a.m., I'm not going to dress like that.
See, I'm seeing a common theme of paranoia here, and I would say that's stupid.
I love that Dave is like really, he believes in me that like I'm going to say something smart, but he's disappointed in me because.
I don't think he believes in you.
Okay.
I mean, I'm having a hard time believing these are real things, but go ahead.
No, these are things I've been waiting to ask a police officer. This is my last one. Go ahead, Dave. What were you going to say?
No, I was going to say maybe it's not a police officer you should be talking to about this.
Ring the bells. Ring the bells.
Are you suggesting therapy for me, Dave? Because Victoria suggests it every day.
Sure, let's go with that. Let's go with that's what I'm saying.
So you do watch the podcast. We talk about this all the time.
I really need to know my last one. Having an in case I go missing file at home so people will know where to look, my passwords and my personal information, and that it's probably not Andrew's fault is smart.
It's probably not your husband's fault.
Because the police officers and like any homicide, they always go to the husband first. I want a file that says he didn't do it. Trust me. Don't even waste your time on him.
Well, I mean, they could say that Andrew himself composed it.
Oh, but it would be my handwriting.
But to answer your question, I think it's smart that people have all that readily available for their next of kin or their loved ones. I think it's good to have your passwords laying around because, as someone who's gone through the death of a loved one, where I was in charge of the estate, it's getting passwords, getting things reset. It's difficult. So yeah, you're better off having that somewhere.
So that is smart.
Smart.
Ish. Smart
Right?
ish.
No, wait, we can't go. We're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going in the
we're
middle.
black and
We
white
got-
here. We're black and white. And I'm going to label it in case I go missing. ... Don't ask Andrew. It's a waste of time.
Maybe you should just say important documents. All right. I mean,
Dave, listen, these are legit. I mean, there were 3 that I didn't even say because I know that you're going to think they're stupid, but I don't even care. This is how my mind works. I am constantly looking over my shoulder thinking like, who is it?
Nobody cares about you that
No,
much.
You told me that before.
you know, I have this saying: look in the rearview mirror, but don't stare.
That's a good one.
So it's okay for you to be aware of your surroundings, and it's good for you to look back every once in a while. But when you start to look too much, and trust me, I've kind of been in similar situations. You don't want to over project that idea that that's going to happen to you.
Right. So like when somebody comes up to my kids at the playground and says, you want to play hide and seek, I shouldn't say no because they're human traffickers.
Well, are they 45 or are they 9 years old? What's
Well, no, but some 9-year-olds try and take them for the 45 in the bush.
Oh my God.
No, it's like that's an extreme idea.
insane.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in our town.
In our town?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
No.
Why are you
No,
surprised?
that's great. I'm happy to hear it.
I mean, listen, as someone who thinks they've seen it all, I experience a lot of first time things. Look at last week, for
I
example,
know.
right? I've never seen that. So, you know, I can't tell you it's never going to happen, but, you know, law enforcement is sort of like playing the odds. You know, like most times that's not going to happen.
So you're telling me it's most of 99.9% of this is in my head.
I would say so, yes.
All right.
Yeah.
That's all I needed to hear.
I think it's 100. That tenth of a percent is too generous.
I mean, look, we live in a tumultuous time. I mean, we probably live in the best time in history, but there's
Agreed.
also a lot that goes along with that, right? A lot of online predators, you know, and certainly certain news agencies will make you very fearful of what's going on in the world and kind of really exaggerate, use lots of hyperbole. But I'm here to tell you, I think most people are still good people. I mean,
You
the
still
majority
think
of
after
people,
30
yeah.
years.
Yeah, most people are good people. Yeah. What makes you able to cross the street, you know, without, you don't think twice about someone coming to run you over. You might look left or right and, you know, just even the simple things we do, walking, you know, just around in a Target or whatever, and no one's really hassling you. Most people are good people.
Yeah. It's hard to think like that sometimes.
It's very easy, actually.
Oh. Yep. It's easy. And I have to think about it like that way more.
Yes, because nothing's ever happened to you.
No.
All right, you had one stalker.
Well, there you go.
Well, one's enough.
Yeah, Dave.
But what, do we want to get into circumstances, or is that another podcast I have to tune
It was
into?
one you didn't listen to.
She had a stalker her senior year of high school. It was bad. It was before phones, really. Like the Nokia phone was that was about the limit. And it turned out to be a girl she knew in the school, and then the school kind of dropped the ball and didn't really take action, even though the police were involved. So it was definitely a significant stalker case for upwards of the year, the whole year of senior year. That the whole school was affected by it, really. But yeah, no, she's never been to therapy. That's true. Yeah, correct.
I do this every Tuesday. This.
Right. What?
This podcast. That's my therapy.
You see, you just told all your stalkers where you're going to be every Tuesday.
God damn it, Dave!
Dave, no!
We gotta change. We'll change location. You gotta move. You gotta move. I hope you don't like it here.
This is our last episode of Fit to Be Real
On a Tuesday.
on a Tuesday morning. Thank you for stopping by.
God I learned nothing from these podcasts that I listen to about murder.
Just dress homely. You'll be fine.
Done.
If you follow me to my car when you see me at Giant at night, I swear to God, I will take my key out. Yeah, come for you.
Take your key out.
Yeah, because I heard that's like the best way to.
Well, maybe
like a
you
door.
should train with Dave. Dave is a. You all also do you still do jujitsu?
No, not since I broke my back in CFIT.
Shut
No, we do some
crying.
training at the station, and I involve myself in that, and certainly jujitsu is something I recommend to everyone that's interested in defending themselves or learning a sport. I think the combination of jujitsu and Muay Thai or American boxing, unbeatable for self-defense.
Really?
We have talked to you about this before. It was probably over a year ago, but we really, now that we're going to put it out there, we really want to have you in to teach a self-defense like masterclass.
Oh, geez, I don't know if I'm teaching a master class, but we can certainly orchestrate it.
Or
Yeah.
like teach the person, like people like us, so I can walk out of the grocery store
The homely.
how to
Right.
defend themselves. I really, like, for as much as I'm scared and paranoid about it, I wouldn't know what to do if something happened.
Yeah, I think, and look, there's a lot of great classes out there for especially aimed at women and self-defense, and they're all great, and I really don't have a problem with them. Well, I do have a problem with them. The problem is, unless you're training them on a regular basis, you are not going to remember what's taught in these classes.
That's true.
Panic sets in. The chances of you remembering something that you learned 2 years prior in a self-defense class, it's kind of silly. Now, I'm not advocating that every woman go out and take, jiu-jitsu or karate or American boxing or anything like that. But I think when you go into these classes, the reality is that if you took a self-defense class 8 years ago, the chances of you remembering and or executing the move properly, slim to none.
That's very accurate.
Yeah.
It gives you a false sense of security, if anything else.
Like if you take one class, you think you can
Right.
be in any situation.
Okay, so there will not be a masterclass hosted by Dave Madonna.
Well,
at CFIT.
there's just going to have to be an asterisk next to it. Like, we have to do this every, couple weeks for you to really remember. Practice on your husbands daily, or your boyfriends.
I love that Dave was like, no, that's actually not going to work.
It's like, that's nice. That's not going to be helpful at all. And you're right. You're definitely right. Because then even in moments that aren't, feel like a life or death situation, your brain just kind of panics and forgets everything.
No, I think
You
the
know.
better thing to do is call someone. If you're walking to your car in a dark parking lot at the end of the night, make sure you're on the phone with a loved one or someone that you know is awake or that you can wake up. And that's probably the best first line of self-defense. Like you said, making sure your sister knew where your sister was on her dates. That's kind of probably the best line, the best first line of defense for a woman or for anyone.
To have somebody know where you are.
Right, and to make yourself aware of your surroundings as you clearly do. And
He says with dead eyes, staring straight towards me.
listen, I just think there's things you can do before you have to worry about, punching somebody in the throat. Although I
Right.
do advocate that and other areas on male
and
attackers.
other areas.
Yeah.
That's what the key's for. She wants to put it in her knuckle.
I don't know what she's opening with that key, but
Listen, this is coming from our mother, who who, what was it called that was on her keychain? A Kubaton?
right? Oh, really? She
has one
instructed-
still on her keychain.
Wow.
A little Kubaton is black. It's now silver because it's
Right.
completely chipped all of its paint for the past 40 years. But she didn't know what to do with it. She just had it. She was like, it's my defense. This is what you're going to do. She would wave it like a wand.
Yeah, you're probably
That's-
going to end up hurting yourself more.
Exactly.
With all due respect to Mom, who I love.
Well, you also know that she'd be the first one to hurt herself. So I have run and videoed as I was running, telling Victoria, if I don't make it, this is where I am. And
Broad daylight.
Stupid. I mean, oh wait, are we still playing? I thought we were still playing that game.
are we still playing the game?
I thought we were still.
10 years from now, Dave, I'm going to say something. Dave's going to be like, stupid. I'm like, we're not playing anymore, Dave. The game is over.
It's never over.
No, I mean, where are you running exactly anyway? Are
Springfield.
you running in North Philadelphia?
Around the police station where she lives, next to the police
Well,
station.
I think it's great that you're being aware of your surroundings and people around you, and I think that's all wonderful stuff. I think, but you may be creating somewhat of a false illusion that, there's so many people coming to get you on a daily basis. It just, it, I'm going to stop talking now because someone's giving me the finger.
No, you're right, Dave. I know you're right, and I wanted you to tell me that exactly what you said. I wanted you to tell me.
For her to ignore it.
But it also is easy for me to say that, right? As a man with a larger frame, I'll say, maybe slightly out of shape. I mean, it's easy for me to say. I mean, I'm not in your position,
Yeah.
I mean,
No, nobody's.
and I have a lot of respect for women that are going out there and doing that, especially like late at night they're out there running. And hey, more power to you. It's just make sure you're aware
Yeah.
of your surroundings.
Well, I do have a couple questions that are legit, that aren't.
We'll be the judge of that.
Okay.
Wait, this is not smart or stupid.
No,
just want to
Yes,
I want the ground
forever,
rules.
forever you will play that game just talking to her.
No, this is a serious question that I have. If I don't know if it's a true emergency, but I don't want to bother 911, who do I call?
911.
Okay.
This is
Stupid.
Unfortunately, 911 came about when we were younger. You guys were younger, and it was always call 911 an emergency. And a lot of police departments back then had a non-emergency number. Now, especially in Delaware County, there's usually not someone answering the phone at a station if you called a non-emergency number.
Right.
Every call gets dispatched in Delaware County through 911. So if you want a police officer to come to your door, regardless of what it is, you should call 911. One of my pet peeves, people do not call because they don't want to, quote unquote, bother us. It is so, that's stupid.
Yeah, like literally just
That's
said, I
stupid.
don't want to bother 911 if
Right.
I'm like,
I saw someone looking in my neighbor's window, but I didn't want to be paranoid and I didn't want to bother you, so I didn't call. I mean, I've never heard someone say, I shouldn't have called 911. I always hear them say, I
Oh.
should have called 911.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're right. Good answer, Dave. I like that answer.
I also didn't know that.
So like every call goes through from any town in Delaware County goes through one central place in media, and it gets dispatched to that police department that you're calling in
Right.
that area you're calling from. So that's how you get a cop to your door.
Okay. I'll do that. Just
If you
I
want
wanna
to make
talk
a
one.
report to a police officer about something that's a non-emergency, I guess you could go to the station and just walk in and file a report.
Could I text you?
Sure.
No. Stupid.
Sure, why not?
Stupid.
Dave's just going to text me back. Stupid. Okay, hold on. These are actual questions that I have asked people what you want to know. I don't know if you can answer this, though.
Let's try it.
All right. What are the most common crimes like in our area? And how do we like protect?
One at a time. One at a time.
Okay. What are some of the most common crimes in our area? Like what should be looking out for?
So, the most common crimes. You see, there's crimes and then there's incidents, right? So, like we
no.
go to a lot of neighbor complaints. Lots of people can't or have a hard time coexisting with their neighbors. A lot of retail thefts in different areas. Right? A lot of shoplifting going on, especially right now. Domestics. We're always going to someone's home to like try and solve a problem that's been building up for the last 20 years, and we're supposed to solve it,
my
the
God.
problem in 10, 15 minutes. So those are, I think, in my opinion, neighbor complaints. I'll kind of lump that in with noise complaints, things like that. He's cutting his lawn too early in
Yeah.
the morning. He's playing his music too loud. in
They'll call the
apartments.
police for that?
Oh, 100. Oh yeah,
Oh my gosh.
absolutely. People call for.
Yeah, I've gotten a noise
But it's okay.
ordinance
That's how we
before.
get out there, right? And you're right. So those would, in my mind, and I'm kind of just spitballing. Those would be the big three for me.
in our area. So it's not human trafficking.
That human trafficking isn't probably even in the top 50.
Okay. Great. Okay. Love it. You already answered this one. What is a good safety tip when you're walking alone? You did that one. And not excluding cameras, because everybody has a Ring camera except me,
And me.
which I just told my stalker about. What are the best ways to make your house like less of a target for like burglars and stuff?
So, I mean, any home is potentially a target, right? I mean, But, having timers on your lights, making sure
Yeah.
you give the illusion that someone is home or at least nearby. And I think an important thing people often overlook is your dependence on your neighbors, right? That's why it's important to have relationships with your neighbors. If you let them know when you're not there, even if it's saying something simple like, hey, I'm running to Target, do you need anything? So they know you're not going to be there.
That's something I would do.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
I'd be like, I'm going to tell my
All of
neighbor.
a sudden, that sounds silly now. No, but I think incorporating your neighbors in your routine and letting them know where you are, so to speak, especially on vacation, it's an extra set of eyes, and those neighbors will look for you. I have found.
Yeah.
So I think timers for your lights, having people come check in on your house once in a while.
Yeah, my
Include your
mom
neighbors
has a
and
really
things.
good neighborhood for that.
Do you know your neighbors?
No.
If someone wants to break into a home, they're getting into the home.
Okay.
I mean, there's really no way around that. But I think we're getting back to the most people are good kind of thing.
Yeah.
We don't have a bunch of serial burglars. And in my experience, burglary has become less and less a crime in our area. It used to be really prevalent when I first started. When I was a rookie detective, I mean, we were going to 2 or 3 burglaries a day. And it's just really not worth their time for a burglar to break into someone's house, take your jewelry, try to sell it somewhere. Then they have to give their name to the person they're selling the jewelry to, if it's a legit place. There's a lot that goes into breaking into someone's house. It's not just a matter of like selling it on the black market,
Right.
like in the Delco black market, wherever that might be. So I think there's simpler crimes that people commit that don't have the punishment that burglary has.
Last summer, going down the shore, Carmela, she hid some of her jewelry because she was afraid of burglars for the first time ever. She was afraid for some reason that this vacation, burglars were going to come to the house. She can't find any of it.
She still can't.
She burglarized herself. She cannot find where she hid in the very special hiding spots all of her jewelry, and she's still looking for them.
This explains a lot with someone else that's sitting on the couch.
Patty?
Patty, how you doing over there, Patty?
And my last one, would you enjoy a ride along with me? in the police car.
Yeah, no, I think that would be enjoyable. And I think it would help put your mind at ease, too.
I think so too. Victoria's
I
been
think
on a ride along.
you need therapy afterwards, though. Being with-
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, I think I faced worse, but I mean, sure. Let's give it a whirl.
he thinks in 30 years, he thinks he has faced worse.
I know
not
I
100%.
faced worse, but this might be up there.
All right, Dave, I put it out there. I'll text you.
Stupid.
All right. Lastly, we want to get to know Dave Madonna really quickly before we let him go because he is a police officer and he is not patrolling the streets right now, and we took him away from that. So, but you don't patrol the streets anymore. You're a detective.
Well, I mean, I still go out. I mean, I'm in a small community, so I still, I think it's really incumbent upon any chief to really get out there and be involved in your community, immerse yourself. Driving around, talking to people, waving to people. I think that's huge for police officers anywhere, but especially a chief. I think you really need to know your community. And so, wait, what was the question?
No, I just didn't know if you were in the car anymore.
No, I get
Like
in
a
the car.
beat.
I mean, I have administrative stuff I have to do. There's reports that the state and the FBI need monthly. There's payroll. There's all kinds of like silly stuff I have to do, create policy. But yeah, no, I try to get out almost every day and just make sure the community sees me. I see the community.
Yeah, I'll give you my house number.
I couldn't even tell you the police in Springfield.
Oh,
Like, I actually don't know.
no, I see them all the time.
Yeah, we know. You're looking for them. We're aware.
All right.
Do your game.
I chose my house in, the area of the police. So this is called, it's rapid fire. It needs to be really fast, Dave. It's
Jeez.
No thinking. No thinking.
This is all
Okay.
about you. We want
right.
to know,
Okay.
would you wanna, with Officer Madonna, mountains or beach,
Beach.
going out or staying home?
Staying home.
Rapid fire, Dave.
Staying home.
A drama movie or a comedy movie?
Comedy.
Christmas or Halloween?
Christmas.
Ooh.
He said Christmas.
Hard Christmas. Yeah.
Hardcore Christmas. Love it. Hort. Long run or long walk?
Walk.
Yeah, you have a broken back. Snowy day or beach day?
Beach day.
Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Pop music or country music?
Oh, I hate them both.
That could be your answer.
No, all right.
A yoga class or a kickboxing class?
Now it would be yoga.
Yeah.
Yoga.
Yeah. Movies in theater, movies at home?
Home.
Why? Because theaters are dangerous? Just asking. I was asking for a friend.
Is that rapid fire too?
No.
Or can I think about this one? Stupid.
Vacation abroad or a staycation at home?
Abroad.
Yeah.
They're the same question in different forms.
Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Lecompte or Lecompte?
That's a band.
I love Mike.
So Lecompte. Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Carly or Victoria?
Victoria.
Never picks, Dave. No one ever picks. You would know that if you listen to the damn podcast, Dave. No
You
one
didn't ask me so
ever
many
picks.
stupid questions. I would have went with you maybe.
I can't end the podcast any better. That was the best ending.
Oh my God. People have said Pepper. People have said Carmela. People have said
A Monday. Like, I pick a Monday over.
This is history. This is history in the making. The first actual choice.
I did this to myself. I know I did. But you know what? As his consequence, I'm going to go on a ride along with him. And he has to deal with me during a homicide.
If she never comes back, it's okay.
Can you imagine I left her somewhere without her cell phone in the middle of a neighborhood she's not familiar with? I want to see what happens there.
Oh my God. I
This would be a great human behavior study. At the expense of the people of Prospect Park.
at the expense of taxpayers' money, Dave.
Oh my God.
Oh, I'm done. I am like crying.
This is the best Tuesday I've ever had.
No, it's no longer on Tuesdays.
It's gonna be. She's gonna do that mind game, you know? Where it's not gonna be on Tuesdays, but it is. Oh my God. I cannot believe you said a name. That was amazing.
You said the wrong one, but whatever.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Before we leave, we're gonna do a little teaser that there's gonna be a new podcast in the making at some point in the future soon that Dave is going to host. It sounds amazing. Do you want to give a little bit about what you're thinking or the title of it at least to look out for?
Well, first of all, I have to buy all the equipment.
It's the beginning.
Let's get there. We're at the
stages.
very early stages, but yeah, it's something that I've talked about before, and Patty and I have discussed it, and close to 30 years of law enforcement, there's a lot to talk about, but not just about law enforcement. There's so many things that go into running a police department or having relationships with district attorney's office, the media. So there's a whole lot that goes into the operation of policing. So yeah, it's something I'd like to explore. Yeah.
And Dave, we were talking about this a little while ago, and I got so excited because for somebody like me, that is something I would listen to because I want to know. I love the ins and outs of all that kind of stuff. And I also would want to get information that might help me on my daily walks to not be so fearful. And
But you can't ignore the information you're receiving. You have to believe it.
I'm excited for Dave's podcast.
I often tell my boys life's about relationships, and I think that's one of the things in law enforcement that a lot of cops even don't really understand till you get to a certain point in your career is you make so many relationships. The people you serve, politicians, district attorney's office, members of the media. There's so many people that go involved into making your career what it is, and it's often overlooked, or you don't think about it as it's happening. But when you sit back and look at it, you get to know a lot of people in this career.
And you have 30 years of people that you've
I
met.
can't believe it.
I know.
I just can't believe it. It really blows my mind.
You've
It
seen
just,
a lot.
Just
and-
seems like
yeah.
yesterday I started.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's good. That means you enjoy your job. I mean, you don't, I'm sure, enjoy every day, but
No, there's been days that
Yeah.
I could have avoided.
yeah. But I mean, for 30 years,
Same.
I
I
think
hate you.
you think about the amount of mistakes you make too
Yeah.
to get to this point in your career. Like I'm still making mistakes and I'm still trying to learn from them. And so with all humbleness, I tell you that like it's been so rewarding for me. The highs and lows, you put them all together, and here I am, and so very happy.
Dave, we love you.
Thanks, I love you guys too.
She even said that after
Yeah.
you didn't say her name.
Victoria, a little
You
bit
love
more
Victoria?
today, perhaps.
Damn it! I was gonna say.
Well,
okay.
truly thank you for taking the time out today.
This is the first in my career, a fitness podcast.
Well,
I mean, I had a weird week. TMZ, People Magazine, and now a local fitness podcast. So this is
All talking about the Delco pooper? Is that why?
we are, in fact.
Yeah.
We can end the podcast. We don't have to talk about
Yeah,
it.
we don't have to talk about it.
Unless you really want to.
No, we don't want to. But that is what he's been referencing to the recent events.
rapid fire. Which was the best? TMZ, People, or this fitness podcast where we didn't talk
This
about
fitness podcast, hands down.
Obviously, it's a fitness, life, wellness, just like functioning podcast.
Oh, I mean, I listen to it every week, so
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
what
yeah.
you mean. Yeah.
We know.
We
We
know.
know. You've proved that. Thank you. Thank you. Well, truly thank you. This has been
Thank you.
super informational. Thank you for easing thank you for responding to
I
her.
was going to say that didn't happen. That did not happen.
It's okay, Dave. I'll be texting you all week long with more questions.
And definitely we will keep plugging and promoting as this podcast comes to be
Okay, yeah.
so
We're
that
looking
we can
forward
all
to it. Yeah.
tune in.
And if you want a like local mom in the area to interview and ask like what their fears are,
Find one somewhere else.
I think I know exactly where to go. I might have been at her house recently.
With that said, remember, you are always fit to be real.
and always allowed to be a little extra.
Done.
Dave.
For legal reasons, we have to tell you that this podcast is meant for entertainment and educational purposes only. We are not healthcare professionals. For all of your health, wellness, fitness, and self-care needs, please refer to the medical professional in your life, your primary care physician, your therapist, a certified coach, whoever it may be. And then let us know what they say, because I guarantee we need to know it too. Okay? Okay, bye.